They made my best friend resign this morning because they found out she interviewed for another job. She doesn't even know if she got the job yet. But her last day is 10/31. Literally came into work and they pulled her into a meeting and demanded a date. She's been here 2 years and has pretty much single-handedly pulled our children's department off the ground. She was planning on sticking around for a few weeks and training whoever's coming after her. But fuck that, I guess. Fuck 'em. I think we're up to 8 people who have left since I've been here. And a lot of it is management. It is genuinely disturbing how corrupt even something as peace-bringing as a public library can be. Tell her to rescind her resignation and tell them she'll stay so she can claim unemployment. All else fails. Made her resign sounds like some sketchy shit happened. 1. Never disclose anything to anybody at your job search. 2. Never resign. Put the ball in their court to fire you. 3. You don't owe them anything. No one can make someone resign. They are either firing her or not. First lesson in life is real G's move in silence. Gotta keep them cards close to the chest. How did they know she was being interviewed? So she told them her last date even she has not secured the job. Never resign. Make them fire you. They can't make you resign. They can ask you to resign. But you can always say no. Let them fire you for a better chance of getting unemployment. You either fire me and I collect unemployment or I stay until when I want to leave. This is not a resignation and I'm not signing anything without my lawyer present. My employer is trying to get rid of someone this way right now. Every week they pressure her and ask her when she's resigning. They took her off the mailing lists for policy procedure updates so she will fuck up on the job. The team fills her in. She is stubbornly refusing to resign. This battle has been going on for 2 years. They cannot force you to resign. They can attempt to coerce you. But they cannot force you. If the threat is, quit or you will be fired, accept the termination and the unemployment. Make sure the employment department knows why you were fired. It's America. Bitches, you can't force me to do anything. It's an at-will country. And guess what? I'm not voluntarily leaving. You have to fire me. Your friend is an idiot. You cannot be made to resign. People continue to think their boss is a friend. Wake up. They can't make you resign. Constructive dismissal or they can fire her. Why would she agree to that? Name them, shame them. Never resign. Make them fire you. Libraries, you have no idea of the shit show going on behind closed doors. Never them fire you. We support our local libraries' IT needs. And let me tell you that they are full of the most catty, petty, drama-filled, backstabbing, entitled bitches, both male, female, etc. They cannot force you to resign. Make them fire you, lay you off and document why. Made her resign? Nah fam. You can fire me and let me collect unemployment for the 3.5 weeks. Honestly, she probably should still file anyway. Especially if she has proof that she was coerced into resigning. No one can be forced to resign. Either she was talked into quitting, or she was fired. Never quit until you are completely ready to. Make them fire you. Claim unemployment. So funny. You quit? No. You can't quit. I'll fire you. So, because this person wants a smooth transition, they are cutting off their nose to spite their face. Crazy. You cannot make someone resign. Don't do it. Rescind it and find an employment lawyer. You can't be forced to resign. That's not a thing. Make them fire you, every time. Yeah, she will not be resigning. Make them fire you. That's absurd. A public library? They are really vulnerable if anyone decides to go to the state labor board or bitch to the city or county, or to their state or federal congressional rep. Also definitely rescind the resignation, play up the hostile workplace. They can say no if she rescinds her resignation. Just let them fire you and then apply. Never put in resignation if it was not your idea. Cannot force someone to resign. As others have said, never quit in a situation like this. It is not illegal to interview for another job. You cannot be fired for that. I worked at a public library. Our location librarian was a nutcase. She went the way the wind blew. She'd make rules up and change then after someone complained. And they were always complaining. We could be in trouble today for doing what we were told to do yesterday. We were trained in something and then told not to do it because T was someone else's job. Part-time people work longer than full-time people. I thought I'd be happy there forever. I was happy to leave. Never looked back. Forced quitting is illegal? Tell her to get a lawyer, LMAO. Unfortunately, coworker is such a rookie at this. Never tell them you're interviewing and never resign on demand. Hopefully they didn't sign anything. If it was verbal, they may be able to use that to their advantage. Tell them to put it in writing that they're not willing to resign. No one can make anyone resign. What are you talking about? Made her resign? She could have refused and make them fire her. Companies asking for your resignation is a way for them to get out of unemployment. Never do it, ever. They will lie about it looking better or some shit. But it is all lies. Never resign at the boss's request. Always respond with do what you got to do. Public libraries are often worked by locals, people with deep ties to the area, and are very prone to petty arguments and corruption. This happened to me recently, and I'm being nagged to be positive and use discretion when speaking about it. But yes, was also forced to resign. Frantically applying to jobs now. Ultimately, I hope this will give me the boost I needed to change industries. Because I was afraid to leave my comfort zone. Or I could be an unemployed dumbass next month. We'll see. Made her resign, lol. Yup. This could be argued as retaliation. They need to fire her. Make them say it. Record it secretly. Record everything. Why'd she resign? Have them fire her. They can't force her to resign. They could fire her. Then she could go for unemployment. But they can't force her to resign unless they have a deal where they give her a severance package. Or something similar upon resignation. Capitalists at work. This sounds like what happened recently, who was forced to resign too, also from a library. So many people have left from his department and the management are just sucking the life out of the place. They just aren't doing what they are meant to be doing to ensure a safe and happy workplace. I have a list of the fallen at my job. I'm up to 17. Another guy, who has been there 3 years, is up in the 30s now. Seems like you should unionize. Wow, what a shitty company. I wish there was a site like Angie's List, but for corporations, not the BBB. That's for consumers. What we need is a site for employees. Never quit. Make them fire you. The beatings will continue until morale improves. Everything checked out until I read public library. Why didn't she make them fire her? You should never resign. How did they even find out? She didn't need to resign. She should have simply refused their request.